Hello everybody, RJ Versus here, back, and before we even get started with the video, I want to thank you guys for three things. Getting us to double-digit subs, getting to 1,000 views, and getting the Steven Universe Future rap to 100 views. And I know that it isn't much, but I'm small, okay? Shut up. For a little bit, I didn't even think that we'd get this far, so it really is a relief to see the channel doing well, even if it's just by a little bit. And now we are one step closer to my ultimate goal of getting the community tab. Thank you guys so much for this, and because of that, I'll be uploading the personal thoughts on Steven Universe video and a new rap on the same day as a personal little thank you. And for those of you who are wondering about all the other videos that I promised to do, I'm still working on them. They're just a bit on the back burner because it's taken a little bit longer to do than expected. So keep on the lookout for those, but for right now, on to the video. So today I'm going to be doing some more power scaling, but this time we're diving into the realm of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ranking the members of Team Bruno from strongest to weakest. Now I haven't seen a lot of people rank JoJo's, and I can kinda see why, because you have to take into account a lot of factors. And not just how strong the stand or the character is, but all of its versatility and everything, and the user's intelligence, which can make ranking JoJo's a pretty bizarre adventure, no pun intended. But I'm not afraid to take on the challenge, since I have seen the entirety of the JoJo's anime from front to back, and have done some pretty extensive research. I feel like I can give you a pretty accurate guide. But also, this list can be rearranged personally because there's a lot of arguments to say that some people on the list might be ranked higher or lower. So if you want to make your own list and you don't agree with mine, then that is 100% okay. I'm just here to give you a, in my belief, accurate guide to the world of JoJo's power scaling. So without further ado, let's get started with the list. Also no Requiem. Now first up at the bottom of the list we have Abakio, no surprise here, but I kinda think I need to explain myself. So Moody Blues is basically like an upgraded version of Hermit Purple, seeing as it can replay any event when physically possible. But when it comes to combat, it's really weak. Abakio is more so like the support role of the team and the investigator, because he's smart, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he can really beat any member of the crew aside from arguably Mista. Speaking of whom is next up on the list. But before we even get into that, quick honorable mention to Trish, who personally I think would go here since she is relatively new to even having a stand, so she wouldn't really be able to use her abilities to the fullest. And I mean, she knows how they work, but also she wouldn't really compare to the other members of the list, such as Mista or Narancia, who can use farther ranged attacks, or someone who is better at using a stand than she is. So personally, this is where she goes. Unfortunately, she stops here. So next up on the list we have Mista, who kinda has the same weakness as Abakio, but it's not as bad. So Sex Pistols can redirect bullets, so he already has more offensive power than Abakio. But his weakness is mainly how he's not very smart, and seeing as Abakio is a lot smarter than he is, maybe he could do something. Like he could trick him with Moody Blues or something along that line. But aside from that, I don't really see much Abakio can do in this situation, so that's why I put him below Mista. Now, next up is Narancia, and to be honest, I thought that he'd be at the bottom of the list, but surprisingly, he's not. Now, the reason for this is very much his stand Aerosmith, which is such a good stand that it outclasses everybody under him. I mean, this thing has like gun turrets, bombs, a carbon dioxide reader, and his own aerial long-range stand, so you'd have to imagine that it's pretty freaking powerful. Now yes, Narancia is pretty dumb. I'm not even going to argue that he's smarter than Abakio, but we've seen when put in a tough situation what Naracha can really do. So if he tries his hardest, then yeah, he could probably beat those two with like no issue. So now on to our big three, the big boys of Team Bruno. Now this is where the list really gets interchangeable because obviously Purple Haze is the strongest stand of the team and is probably the smartest of the team. So I don't think that I need to explain why he beats everyone below him because it's pretty obvious. But I do need to explain why he loses to the two people above him. So Giorno was able to create a living creature from inorganic matter that was actually immune to Purple Haze's poison, and thus he created a vaccine from it. So who's to say that he won't just do that during the fight? And in Bruno's case, he could just dip into one of his zippers. Also remember that you don't have to beat the stand, you just have to beat the stand user. So if they get close enough to him and avoid Purple Haze, then he's screwed because both of their stands are combat types, you know. Also, if Fugo gets too close to Purple Haze, then he'll get poisoned too. So, you know. Now I know a lot of people might get triggered at me over this, but hey, you can make your own list. Like I said, the list is kinda interchangeable from here on out, because there are good arguments to support all three of these guys being changed up by rank and beating the other two. But hey, this is just my list. Oh, and also, if you want to mention Purple Haze Distortion, then I'd also have to include Gold Experience Requiem, and I already said I wouldn't do that because that's cheating, so yeah. On to the next one. Bruno Bucciarati. I personally thought that Bruno was gonna be at the top of the list when I made this, and it hurts me not to, but come on, bro. Your stand's English name is Zipper Man. Like, come on, bro. Zipper Man. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I wonder how many of y'all actually just like clicked off the video, disliked it and shit just because of that. Bruno is definitely really strong and is definitely deserving to be leader of this team, but he is confirmed to not be really as strong as Giorno because in the second episode, y'all remember that Bruno fought Giorno, bloodlusted, and Giorno had no information at all, and he still ended up winning. So, you kinda see where I'm going with this, right? You gotta take that into account here. So, in the end, Giorno wins the #1 spot as strongest member. Even without Requiem, he just beats them all with his versatility and relative intellect. So, without further ado, I'd like to thank you all for watching the video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Maybe comment on the video and share it around with your friends and everything, because that helps my channel a shuck ton. And remember to subscribe. Did I mention subscribe yet? Anyway, it's your boy RJ Versus, and I'm out this bitch. Subscribe.